Hello everyone, welcome back to my video. My name is NUZULIA DIAN Melisa and I'm a student at English Education Study Program Islamic Sultan Agung University Semarang. Okay, in this video, I would like to explain to you about audio-lingual method in English teaching. Okay, audio-lingual method. This approach to language learning was similar with the earlier method called direct approach. Like the direct approach, audio-lingual method also taught a language directly without using the student's native language to explain new words or grammar in the target language. However, unlike the direct method, the audio-lingual method didn't focus on teaching vocabulary. Rather, the teacher drilled students in the use of grammar. The aim of this method is to make students able to use the target language communicatively and automatically without stopping to think, and to help students to acquire the structural patterns. Now we go to the procedure of audio-lingual method. The first is the teacher gives a brief summary of the content of the dialogue, and then the language learners listen attentively while the teacher reads or recites the dialogue at normal speed several times. And then a repetition of each line by the learners until the next step. And each sentence may be repeated a half dozen of times, depending on the alertness of the language learners. And the next is repetition is continued with groups decreasing in size. That is, first the two halves of the class, then thirds, and then single rows or smaller groups. And the last is pairs of individual learners now go to the front of the classroom to act out of the dialogue. By this time, they should have memorized the text. Teacher's role. The role of the teacher is central and active. They are the one who controls the class and models the target language, controls the direction, the pace of learning, checks and corrects the performance of the students. The teacher must keep the students' attention by varying the exercises and tasks, and must choose the most appropriate situations to explain the grammatical structures. The teacher must also use the object language in the language class, introduce, maintain, and harmonize the learning of the four skills, and direct the response to a chorus of all or some students in the class. Now we go to the student's role. The role of the students is passive, responding to stimuli, so they have little decision-making power over content, pace, and learning style. At the beginning, they are not asked to interact because that can lead to error. They are asked to recognize, repeat, and memorize. At a more advanced level, the student will be able to increase their vocabulary and achieve correction before working on fluency. What kind of activity that usually used in this method is mostly there are some. Okay, there are dialogue memorization, backward build up or expansion drill, and then repetition drill, and then chain drill. The next is single slot substitution drill, multiple slot substitution drill, transformation drill, question and answer drill, and use of minimal pairs, complete the dialogue, and grammar games. Okay, now we go to advantages and disadvantages of audiolingual method in teaching English. Okay, now we go to the advantages first. There are some advantages of this method. The first is all the students are actively participating in the class, and then the class circumstances are more interesting and live, and the speaking and listening skills are more drilled, so the pronunciation skill and listening skill are more controlled. Now we go to disadvantages. There are some disadvantages also. The first is speaking of any kind of spontaneous creative output was missing from this curriculum. And then for the smart students, this method is bored because the procedure of the audiolingual method is majority repeat the sentence. And sometimes the students are confused because the teacher explained the material in simple way, not in detailed way. And the grammar skill is not more drilled. Now we go to the conclusion. It can be concluded that the audiolingual method is the teaching method which emphasizes the speaking and listening skill. It makes the students pronounce and listen well. The audiolingual method can make the circumstance of teaching in the class more live. The audiolingual method is more effective to improve pronunciation and listening skill. However, this method doesn't emphasize grammar in detail. Okay, that's all from me in this video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.